All right, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. Back at y'all in the episode of Run It With You. I'm your host, Molly G. And today we're going to run it about why do women get attracted to men that's toxic and bad boys? I honestly think that this is something that's like influenced when it comes to women at a young age from their peers. Let's start with bad boys. When it comes to bad boys, I think when you young, you in elementary, first grade, second grade, who you think a woman gonna be most? Well, not even a woman. Who you think a girl is gonna be most attracted to? The boy that's always getting in trouble, usually kind of the class clown, maybe get into a fight or two here and there, maybe be cursing a lot, maybe be getting sent in uh detention, time out, things of that nature. Just always getting in trouble with the principal, having his parents having to come get him from class, things like that. Or the kid that's quiet. I think the female is going to be more attracted to the guy who just seemed like he's always, in trouble or into something, being bad, breaking the rules. Same thing for when you get older, being bad, breaking the law. Instead of being in timeout or detention, maybe in and out of jail. And I think that really comes from just the woman makeup and the like it's a sign it could get real scientific. It's like in their DNA is just like an attraction trigger or what attracts them to masculinity. And sometimes masculinity could be came off to them as a guy being street, a guy being hood, a guy gaining respect from his peers, a guy going to jail. That kind of let them know that he has experience. If times get hard, you want a guy to know, okay, he has experience. He's been through stuff. Uh, when it comes to providing and protecting, when it comes to providing, if a dude is street, he could make money real fast. He ain't gotta wait every 2 weeks like a guy that's working a 9 to 5. When it comes to protection, he has respect from his peers. He has sometimes fears from his peers. Um, he probably toted around a gun. When you see the gun, if you actually was to be around him and something was to pop off and he actually showing his masculinity or showing his aggression to another man, that's gonna turn you on if you're a woman. So I think it runs way deeper than what people think. When it comes to being a street dude, it's no different than the very old days. In the very old days, women had to depend on men to live, to really literally survive. And I'm talking about the old days back when we was like cavemen and uh just living on the land, having like caves and tents and huts and stuff like that, where the men really had to go out and hunt and the women had to cook. Who you think a woman was gonna be more attracted to? A dude who ain't give a damn and he'll kill a man if he have to, having all these spears, all these big axes, all these weapons, or the man who's not seeming like he bought none of that? And if you get with this man, you kind of banking on him protecting you. If you get with this man, it's kind of a risk because you don't know if he's going to be able to protect you if danger was to arise. So that's no different than these days. Instead of having axes and spears, it's guns. So sometimes a female could get attracted to that by a survival standpoint, And sometimes a female will test a man. A female will test a man all day long just to see if he could be able to put her in her place. Because if he can't put her in her place and handle her or tame her, she gonna think, well, if he can't handle me, he can't handle another man. And if he can't handle me, I could walk all over him. And if I could walk all over him, he ain't the man for me. A lot of women want to be able to be tamed. A lot of women want to be able to be handled. A lot of women think they're gonna feel secure if a man is able to at least be able to get on her ass. So if you could show her any type of emotion or aggression, they gonna think, okay, well, he kind of that's how he showed his love to me. That's how he showed me that he cares. And I don't think no woman just want to get beat on, and I don't think no women want to get cheated on, but they want a man that can have the ability to cheat. They want a man that can have the ability to put her in her place and sit her ass down, rough her up a little bit, but not just. We ain't talking about no Diddy Cassie type of stuff. We talking about some, you know, girl. Didn't I say shut your motherfucking ass? You know what I'm saying? Do you got some type of backbone? That's what they want to see. It's almost like a players in a locker room. If you could be able to walk all over the coach, then you ain't gonna be able to run his team. Simple as that. So when it comes to the street dude or the bad boy, I think they're attracted to certain characteristic traits. Certain traits could turn them on, and they look for certain things. So, men, if you ever seen a girl testing you, like she kind of like always kind of like seeing if she could push your button, seeing how far you could take it, she probably kind of like you, and that's probably the make or break whether she gonna really mess with you or not. Now, men, if you get this from a woman, definitely don't wife her up. That's not the woman for you, because if she got to do all that to see if you could be proving herself to her, then they ain't the right one. It ain't gonna get that serious. Now, when it comes to toxic men, I think they like toxic men because I always say this: a lot of women these days have main character syndrome, and they do stuff strictly for the plot. A toxic man is a man that's going to go back and forth with them in the argument, put them in their place, shut them the hell up. Um, they able to get girls. I don't think women just want another man. I don't think women want a man to cheat on them with another woman, but they want the man to have the ability to cheat on them with another woman. You see what I'm saying? Like if he's texting and talking to other females and she go through his phone, that's something for her to talk about with her friends, so her and her friends could trauma by it. Because 9 times out of 10, her friends gonna be dealing with a nigga that ain't shit and toxic. Because when girls have girls' night out, or when girls have sleepovers, or when they go to brunch together, they talk about their men. They talk about the men that they're in a relationship with, married to, or men that's potentially could be in a relationship with that they're dating. And if you just dealing with a man that's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? If you just know his routine, he's kind of boring, he's kind of lackluster, it's gonna kind of get boring to him. That's why you kind of men, you need to get with a girl that's low maintenance. And when I mean low maintenance, I ain't just talking about financially. I'm talking about thrill wise as well. You don't want to have a girl that you gotta just constantly keeping a thrill up for her. Like if she needs you to make her have fun or a sense of excitement, that's not good. Let her friends be for that. Let her family be for that. Now I ain't saying don't never show your girl no excitement. Don't never go on trips and dates and nothing like that. But if you gotta constantly do that to make her feel anything, that's not the one for you. You don't want a girl who you gotta constantly do that with, because she gonna want a man that's gonna be toxic to the point where y'all always got drama for the plot, always got some juicy tea to give to her friends, or you got a lot of money enough to support trip after trip, vacation after vacation, shopping spree after shopping spree, date night after date night. And who got money like that to spend? Even if you got the money, who would want to be in a position like that? And that's the only way that you can make it for that toxic stuff, is just having a whole lot of thrills and excitement financially, that's gonna be the only way. But if you're a regular dude, you work a 9 to 5, you do a few dates a month, you do a few, you do a trip every few months. You don't you really be getting caught talking to females or nothing like that. You're gonna just be an average Joe. You're gonna have to compensate some way somehow, and that's probably not the woman you're gonna need. Like, hence why I say you need a low maintenance female. And a lot of people were talking about it with the Paul Pierce podcast. I don't know the name of his podcast, but he was like, man, get you a 5 or a 6 that's average, because they're gonna put their elbow in it. Because these nines and these dimes be coming with too much problem. Because I think he think like I think. Main character syndrome. And them the type of women, they gonna always, feel like the grass is green on the other side. They gonna always feel like you could be replaced. But when you get your average chick, especially if you're an exceptionally, man that's doing well out here for himself, that could probably work. Now, a lot of people will look at that as being insecure. I think when it comes to a relationship, you ain't just gotta have no dime. Now, me personally, I gotta have me somebody that's I could be attracted to. But you ain't just gotta be perfect. It's gonna be what's in the inside that count. Do you got my back? Do you ride for me? Are you caring? Are you mature? Are you understanding? Are you independent? And when I say independent, I ain't saying, oh, I want you to just be no boss babe. But at the end of the day, I don't want no bum. And my definition of a female bum is a girl that just ain't got nothing going on in her life. All she do is just sit around, watch baddies, scroll on TikTok, smoke weed all day, probably hit the club every weekend, drop her kids off at her mama house to go see a nigga, trying to get nail money out of a nigga, trying to get hair money out of a nigga, ain't got no type of ambitions of going to school to make some of herself, probably running the streets with a scammer, shaking ass all day on Instagram. Like, to me, that's a bum. Now, me, when it comes to independent chick, you ain't just got to be no boss chick or whatever. You just got to, hold your own and be able to take care of yourself. You hold your own when it comes to all your maintenance. You hold your own when it comes to all your bills. You striving to, go to school to become something, maybe in nursing, or even if you want to go the entrepreneur route, you striving to, do your thing when it comes to that. Like that's what I'm talking about. So me personally, I feel them. Because these girls who 9s and 10s, that ball gonna be all the way up there, and they gonna want you to do the most, And don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. They like toxic men too. They gonna like bad boys too, and they gonna try to get with a good man when they older. When they older and they paying for their own drinks at the bar, that's when they gonna settle for the good guy, because all the toxic and bad boys got what they wanted out of them. And they gotta understand, when you toxic and you a bad boy, you gonna have other women. So what make you think this man gonna settle down with you? Especially the older you get. And if you getting older and you still toxic, you getting older, you still want bad boys, you getting older, you still got an attitude, you gonna end up single. That's just like Tokyo Tony, Black China Mama. What nigga that got their shit together gonna want to settle down with a woman like that? That's why sometimes I be like, man, Black China ain't even stand a chance. I can't even, fault Black China for the way that she turned out, because it's almost like she didn't stand a chance in life because of her mama. And I could tell her mama like toxic men as, bad boys or whatever the case may be. And sometimes when a woman get older, like in their 40s, they don't probably necessarily want a street dude, but they want to refine street dude, like a dude who used to be in the streets. He got a street mentality, but now he's, you know, got his own business, or he got a 9 to 5 that's paying a high earning salary, or he has a high position at his 9 to 5. He has a career, but he used to be in the streets, because that way you kind of getting the best of both worlds. You know, a lot of people will call that a Tupac, because everybody know Tupac was smart. He could have been business savvy. Um, he had a lot of ambition. He had a lot of goals, but at the same time, he was street. Now, how street was he? That's up for question. There's a lot of stuff coming out about Pac now, but yeah, now how street was he? You know, that's up for debate. But at the end of the day, you know, he was perceived to be street from a lot of dudes. He was perceived to be streets from a lot of ladies, and that definitely made him a ladies' man. But that's why Tupac was so unique. It ain't a lot of Tupacs running around, and especially if it's a lot of Tupacs, what make him gonna want you when you up in age? So, you know, I think when it comes to women wanting a toxic dude, it's a lot of science behind that. It's a lot of science behind that. It got a lot to do with them. A lot of women feel like they life is just revolving around them. They got a camera following them around, and when stuff happens that just out the norm, that just added to the plot, and they just looking off into this camera like, what the hell? I always say that, you know, because when they say they want a protector, a provider, a man that don't cheat, a healthy relationship, they want that. But when they get that, they get bored. They get bored, because most men, all we need is, you know, a good woman, and we gonna go to work, we gonna come home, and that's gonna be it. Like, we good with that. We could eat in tonight, we could watch a movie tonight, we ain't really gotta go nowhere. You know, now every now and then we're gonna want to do something. We're gonna pop out and go on a little trip. We're gonna want to pop out and go to a nice little date at a restaurant that we probably didn't heard about. Yeah, man, take your girl here, man. We heard this a nice little spot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Make some reservations. Get a babysitter for the kids. But you know, if that's not good enough for you, then you ain't the man. You ain't the woman for that man. You know, because a lot of women, they going to come back with some tea for brunch. Oh, bitch, you wouldn't believe what Brian did now. Oh, I don't know. This is gonna be the last time, girl. Then next weekend. Oh, bitch, I just love Brian. That's my man. Like, it's just a roller coaster full of emotions, you know. And they friends ain't gonna do nothing but enable them. They friends ain't gonna do nothing but give bad advice. So, but what y'all think down in the comment section below, man? I ain't even want this video to go this long, but I just kind of went on a tangent. But man, let me know what y'all think, man. Why do y'all think women like bad boys or toxic men? Or do y'all disagree? You know, is it a myth? You know, but I would like to think that a large portion of women have indeed been attracted to bad boys or toxic men in their life, or have a lot of friends or family members or peers that are attracted to bad boys and toxic men. Let me know in the comment section below.